Once they killed his monster when he went into a trap. Now he's making better ones on a higher step. On a warm summer day, the doctor went away to a place where he could make it real. His assistant's hips were nice, so he cloned her once or twice. Now his hips are raking, what a deal. Dr. Steen grows funny creatures, lets them run into the night. They become great rock musicians, and their time is right. Time is right. Sometimes when he's feeling bored, he's calling it a day. He's got his computers and they do it their own way. They mix some DNA, some skin and certain spray. You can watch it on a laser screen. And the fellow's blue and gray, or sometimes pink and green. Just check it out on Halloween. Dr. Steen grows funny creatures, lets them run into the night. They become great politicians, and their time is right. One night he cloned himself, put his brother on a shelf. But when he fell asleep that night, it crept up from behind and thought, well, never mind. Took a syringe and blew out his life. Dr. Steen grows funny creatures, lets them run into the night. They become a great possession, and their time is. Dr. Steen grows funny creatures, lets them run into the night. They become a great oppression, and their time is right. Time is right. Time is right. Time is right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, the Arbiter. Let's get Rick on so we can get this podcast rolling. Hello there.
Hello there.
So, I know I titled this stream Creepypasta Readings and Tier List, but real quick, because it cannot be ignored. Have you heard about the Pokemon Giga Leak?
Oh yeah, didn't they? I think the Gen 10 titles have been leaked, right? And as well as some like Pokemon concepts or storylines.
Yes, but also lewd Pokemon fanfiction officially written by the developers.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I read the one with like the Sloth King or something. That one was
The
wild.
fucking rape. Why? Why the fuck did you put rape in your Pokemon fanfic? What
I
the
have no
fuck?
idea. I mean, it kind of reminds you of that storyline from like Japanese version of like Diamond and Pearl, where it was revealed that like humans and Pokemon used to like marry each other and have children with each other
Well,
before like.
Gardevoir do be looking human enough, but no, but this is, there is a world of difference between lore about Pokemon and humans getting married, and then whatever the fuck happens in that slacking story. What the fuck? Game Freak are
Dude,
a bunch of freaks. Who'da thunk it?
I know. I think that's what happens to you. All you do is like the same franchise for like 30 years. Granted, Pokemon is the most successful media franchise in the world, so it is a very lucrative business. But I imagine just doing the same thing over and over for decades can do wonders to the mind.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Also, in other breaking news, apparently there was a third assassination attempt on President Trump.
Yes, I heard about that. Tim Pool did a video on it.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, it looks like this time they actually caught the guy before he did anything. So there was no firing. He didn't even aim at the president. They basically stopped him at the gate because they found his badge was fake. So they just tossed him and they just arrested him right down there on the spot.
I really hope nobody tries anything stupid while Trump is president.
Honestly, given the trajectory, if he gets reelected after the election, we might see some shady stuff either the months leading up to his inauguration or even possibly throughout his second term.
Yeah.
Because
It
let's be honest, if the Secret Service who defend Trump as POTUS are the same ones defending him right now, I fear that stuff like this may become more common than not. And also, with this guy in particular, he actually managed to get close to Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Vivek Ramaswamy, and what was it? Riley Gaines.
Who's Riley
He actually.
Gaines?
Oh, she's basically the girl from that swim league who competed with like who lost to like Leah Thomas and started the whole movement to like get trans women out of women's sports.
Okay, I don't follow sports, but that's important.
Yeah, she's a very big figure on the right. Yeah, this person got close to a lot. He didn't kill anything, thankfully, but like, this is a guy who was getting around a lot of like conservative circles, and and now we're trying to figure out like what his motive was or what have you. I don't know. We don't know too much aside. We actually know what he looks like this time around because like not only was he like arrested, but like there's a lot more like photos of him compared to the other two. So that stuff's out there. But yeah, we'll see. We are as of this week, we are about 3 weeks from the election, and polls are getting pretty tight. Things are getting pretty close. Kamala's losing a lot of the steam that she had earlier, about 2, 3 months ago. It's just not as big as it was back then, and in many ways, it kind of parallels her own primary run back in 2020, where she had some excitement in the beginning, but as time went on, it just kind of dwindled to the point where she ended up leaving before the votes were counted. And at that point, she was at like 5%, I believe. And yeah, I think we're starting to see that again.
I'm sorry, I know you just did a whole spiel on the election, but my brain is still stuck on the fact that there's a Pokemon fan fiction written by the devs where you have a fucking Typhlosion married to a child.
Oh, jeepers! I didn't see that story. The only other story I know of was the one where like a guy like gangbanged in Tentacruel and then tossed it back into the sea.
That's from the official devs too. What is wrong with the people at Game Freak, y'all?
Emphasis on free.
You know, all this shit makes the Vaporeon Creepypasta look tame by comparison.
Is it true that like Vaporeons are the most genetically compatible with humans in the Pokemon universe, or was that just a fan theory?
It's a meme. I
Ah,
mean, it's from the Field Day group, which is mostly comprised of mammals, but I'd still put money on a human and Gardevoir or human and Gallade having a better chance of creating successful offspring because they are physiologically similar.
Or maybe like a human and a low bunny.
I caught a little punny, Fat Man. There's no laws against the Pokemon, Fat Man.
Hmm.
we we live in a strange timeline. We live in a world where there is official Pokemon lewd fan fiction, and I cannot get over that.
Maybe the funnies weren't so wrong when they said the Pokemon was demonic.
I saw that comment on Twitter by someone else. I don't think there's anything wrong with Pokemon in and of itself. I think it's just like Sonic the Hedgehog, it attracts a certain kind of people whose autism is so powerful it defies societal norms.
Yeah, it really does. And they're the kind of people you can't really gauge when it comes to like life matters and stuff, because they literally just want to do their own thing.
Yeah.
If anything, I feel they're the kind of people where if you bug them long enough, they'll vote against whoever's like trying to get them to vote for them.
Yeah,
This is why I could see it happening, assuming they know how to vote, of course.
yeah. Tier maker.
All right, forgot about that. Oh, before we get that, I have some very exciting news to share. So over the past week, I have been, well, past couple weeks, my older sister was finances. She was trying to pay off a loan for like a fence she paid a couple years back. Managed to pay it off and doing stuff there. But in the meantime, I got myself a little something to celebrate. So let me just share my screen real quick, and here you go. Oh, let me close this other thing first.
Let
Behold!
me activate the display really quick so our viewers can see. There we go.
Well, behold! I, as today, officially have the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection on Steam.
Very nice.
Yeah, I was playing some matches on Marvel 2 earlier, and it played really well. Granted, I didn't do super well. I got like 2 wins, but like,
Oh wow, you have a very small library.
yeah, most of my games are either on the PS5/4, because I have a lot of holders in the PS4, because my account has a bunch of PS4 games that sometimes I play on PS5, that and the Switch, so that's mainly my big two. As for PC, I have a couple titles on here, but as you can see, I don't play a lot of PC. This is just a digital version. This came out about a month ago. I've been wanting to buy this for quite a while, but I couldn't because I told my sister with the loan situation, so that pushed it back by about a month. And I don't know what it is, but ever since I bought this thing, um, because prior to it, because after it came out, because I couldn't buy, I got into a weird little slump where everything just kind of slowed down. But like as soon as I got this game, like everything that mood I was in just poofed away, and now I can see things a lot more clearly now. So yeah, exciting stuff on the lobes, both for this show, our other show, and whatever else I may have in store. Now I would play it here, but I don't want to distract too much of your tier list, so I will stop here.
Alright, so I have found a creepypasta tier list that supposedly contains over 100 entries. This does not look like a plus 100 entry, but the good news is I was pretty into creepypastas back when they were in their heyday. So I should know most of these, but I won't know all of these. Now,
I know a couple of them. I might recognize a few, but I'm interested to see like what made the cut.
Now, first up, we've got 1999. This creepypasta.
Oh, hold on, stop. I can't see the screen.
Oh, yeah, let me fix that really quick. Here we go.
Yeah, before we continue, I just want to make sure that I can see the stuff, because I can see in the stream, but the stream's delayed, so like hard to track things. But perfect.
So yeah, first we've got 1999. This creepypasta is really good. It basically is formatted in the style of blogs about a guy remembering a public access television show that he found on an on his old TV. That was because he wanted to watch Pokemon, and so his parents gave him an old TV, and unfortunately the TV didn't have access to Cartoon Network or whatever channel Pokemon was on. But it had this public access show, and it was run by a satanic cultist.
Huh?
Yeah, Mr. Bear, and I don't know what um he actually wrote a letter to the host of the show, and his dad nearly drove him to the place, and you find out I think the police were investigating the location the day that that his dad drove him to that location. This one's actually really well written. It got super popular. I vaguely remember there being some drama with this one where somebody didn't get proper credit for when it was written, or like posted on other sites. Game of Flashlight Tag. I didn't know this was a creepypasta. I always assumed this was a no sleep story. This one is also really good. It's very grounded. This kid and his friends go to play flashlight tag in the woods. A girl gets caught with the flashlight beam and won't come out of her hiding spot, and you find out that, like, she has been abducted by a creature, if memory serves correct. And so... Or wait, no, I'm thinking of a different story. Not abducted by a creature. I think she gets killed and her body hidden in the bushes.
Whoa.
Yeah. Very grounded. Flashlight Tag goes in the S tier as well. Abandoned by Disney. This one is really good, and then the ending just completely shits the bed.
Is that the one where like, they go to like that abandoned island in Disney World and they explore like the building?
Yes. Yes, it is. And then the person finds a photo-negative Mickey Mouse costume in the mascot's room, and then the mascot stands up and says, "Hey, want to see my head come off?" And it removes its head, and there's yellow, chunky blood inside.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would have been fine if it had just ended there, but the author turns and sees sees graffiti on the wall, abandoned by God. Which, it's stupid.
Oh, I remember that. That was really dumb.
Yeah, like I said, the suspense is really good, the build-up's really good, it could have ended phenomenally, but it got overambitious, and it just shit the bed with that look to the graffiti. Had the graffiti not been there, we would have had an A+ creepypasta. As it stands, this doesn't get in the A tier. This doesn't get in the S tier. This goes in the A tier, maybe B tier, depending on my mood.
Yeah, I think A. I think up until that point it's fairly solid. It's just I think the ending just came out like a jab at Christians, which a lot of atheists like to do, but it gets old after a while.
I don't even think it's a jab at Christians. I just think it's really edgy and stupid.
Yeah.
Anansi's Goatman story. Here we have another classic. This one's actually really fucking good. I can't... basically, the short of it is, this kid Anansi is going camping in the woods with some friends, and they meet up with some other campers, and their group is being infiltrated by a 13th person. There's supposed to be 12 people, but when he passes out the hot dogs, he hands out 13. Something ain't right. So he does a head count. 12. Okay, that's really weird. As the night goes on, they go into the cabin, and everyone has their guns. He goes to... he stands watch, and he counts 12 people. And then somebody gets up to go to the bathroom. He does a count, and he's like, wait a minute, 12 people... 12 people are still sleeping here, and somebody is in the bathroom. That's 13. Oh, shit. And he doesn't dare go and confront this thing, whatever it is, unless you give away that he's still awake. It didn't attack anyone in their sleep, so he's just biding his time here. Yeah, this one, Anansi's Goatman story is really good on the suspense. It kept me on the edge of my seat the first time I read it, and it still holds up, because I actually recently re-listened to this one. What does this say? And, what, can you... Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just zoom in. And
Yeah, some of this
then a
stuff's kind of hard to
skeleton
read.
popped out.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this one. Are you?
No, let's go to the Creepypasta wiki really quick.
Okie dokie.
This is not what I was looking for. Okay.
Just go to the wiki first and then just look up the topic.
Creepypasta.com, is this it? Okay, here we go. I think this is what we're looking for.
Nice.
November 15th, 2019, September 1st, 2012. Candle Cove, Day of the Dead. Okay, I don't think it's here.
Oh, interesting.
And then a skeleton pops out, sounds like a satirical pasta. I'm gonna put it in D tier. Next we have Annie96 is typing. This one is interesting. It starts with two teenagers typing on a chat room, and as they go on, the conversation is normal for two teenagers, and then at some point, Annie sees somebody standing in her front yard that looks like the person she's talking to, because they know each other from school. And the dude's like, "No, I'm at my house, lol. I'm typing on my computer. How could it be me?" And he even says, "Hey, you know, call the cops," and she doesn't. She just keeps insisting he's in her yard. And it ends with Annie, and then the climax of the pasta. Annie tells the guy to stop thinking about her, and then it might be a manifestation of some psychic phenomena. The guy is like, okay, and it disappears, and then Annie says, "Thank you, it went away." The guy's like, the guy's response is, "Who are you and what have you done with Annie?" And it just ends on Annie96 is typing.
Oh.
So it's implied that whoever
dun.
was in her yard killed her or abducted her and was talking to the guy on the other end. This one is a very solid A tier. I don't think it reaches the heights of Goatman's Story or Flashlight Tag or 1999, but it is really good. It's probably the best A tier pasta we can give it.
Nice. That's awesome.
Arizona. My dad lives in Arizona. I don't know anything else about this creepypasta. Let's see. Oh, hold up. Presents Mallow. 5 chilling, haunted attractions anyone can ever visit. I work as a parallel for... Fuck off with these... I hate this! I fucking hate this phenomenon! The I do X, Y, or Z as a fucking title format, it pisses me off!
What about the format? You kind of cut out a little bit there.
I fucking hate the title format. I hate the first-person title format. The I do X, Y, or Z, or I am a paranormal investigator for a second. I hate that as a title. Give me a real title. Don't give me a fucking job description. Don't give me a first-person title of a fucking creepypasta. God, this pisses me off.
Bro, it's just that title. Chill.
I'm sorry. I'm used to the... I grew up in the days of where creepypastas had real titles. Like, you know, Slender Man, Ben Drowned, Lavender Town Syndrome. Not, I work for a search and rescue team and have encountered something strange on my fucking patrol. No, that is a bullshit title. Go back and make a real one.
Yeah, someone clearly did not pass writing school.
And,
Heck, I didn't come up with
and it's
title.
fucking everywhere. Every fucking like, all the creepypastas that get made these days use that stupid title format of I'm a person, I do a thing. Ugh. The Art of Jacob Emery. I have heard of this one, but I have never actually read or listened to it. So this is going in haven't read tier. Oh, Arizona. Yeah, we're gonna have to create a new tier. Add row below. Close. Never read. This one gets gray. Autopilot disengage. Never read it. Bad Night Out, I think is what it's supposed to be. I've never read it. Barbie.avi. This one's just weird. There was, this one actually had a video to go with it, and it's less of a creepypasta and more just a description of a bizarre video that was around on the YouTubes back in the day. It's about a lady with body dysmorphia who, like, cut off her limbs, I think, if memory serves correct. Very unsettling, but once you know what's actually going on, it's not that creepy. I'm gonna put it in C tier. Ben Drowned.
Right.
This one is a fucking odyssey. This was...
classic.
This one was... Everyone knows about Ben Drowned, but what a lot of people don't seem to remember is that this had, like, an entire ARG that was, like, 80 chapters long.
Hey, Seth, before we continue, it just occurred to me we are no longer live on YouTube.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Twitch has been shitting the bed. We've been having black screens. There's a reason I record on top of streaming at the same time. So our viewers will be able to watch this when it goes up on YouTube, and they'll have the complete experience.
Okay, that's fine. We'll keep going then.
Yeah.
Because I think when Grinch that was working fine, so I'm not sure. Anyway, let's.
But
keep
we
going.
had the same problem on Friday night with
Star
Star
Wars?
Wars, and I had the same problem on Saturday night with Dusk. So Twitch and I don't know what's happening, and I don't know how to fix it. Ben Drowned though. This thing was cool because it actually did some stuff that took some real technical know-how for how an N64 works with its cartridges. Technically impressive, written very interesting. The writing is engaging. I would give Ben Drowned a solid A tier.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Oh, blindmaiden.com. This one's freaky. If I remember correctly, I haven't heard this one in a very long time, so I'm just gonna go. This website sucks. A to Z, here we go. Bedtime, Ben Drowned, Candle Coat. Famous creepypasta. What? Okay, this creepypasta site is just so lacking. Creepypasta wiki fandom. Creepypasta on the App Store. Pasta stories. That face is very unsettling.
Oh yeah, I can tell.
Villains Wiki. Encyclopedia of the Impossible. Blind Maiden website. Wattpad. Here we go. Type electronic. So this is... Okay, let's just go with it. Modus operandi. If the subject is accessed at any other time than midnight on the night of a new moon, the target will only see the following error message. Blindmaiden.com. It's not going to let me zoom in. Okay, whatever. However, if the subject is accessed precisely at midnight on the night of a new moon, the error message will be absent. Instead, the target will see a flickering montage of disturbing images. These images depict people expressing tremendous fear. They also possess empty eye sockets. At the conclusion of the montage, the following text will appear. The website will take you to a whole new level of horror. A horror that will use all 5 of your senses. You must be very careful not to click on anything by accident. You will be faced with a real experience of absolute horror. Click the accept button to engage actively in the experience. If the target clicks decline, the target will be shown an online archive of the images included in the montage. In this instance, subject functions solely as a shock site specializing in gore. If the target clicks accept, a dark figure seemingly walking towards the target will appear on the monitor. When it appears, the figure may not progress any further. It will vanish from the screen. The image will then be replaced by the image of a target's own back, at which point target will feel a presence lurking behind them. Target will feel someone tap on their shoulder. Should target turn around, the blind maiden will pluck out the target's eyes. An image of target Sand's eyes will subsequently join those already featured in the montage and online gore archive. Target is not expected to survive the encounter. Containment, additional notes. First mention of subject appears to have been in an urban legend popular in Spain. Whether subject itself is Spanish in origin has not yet been determined. Some versions of the legend feature conditions in addition to those previously mentioned, which must be met in order to trigger and activate the encounter with the subject. Target must be alone. All sources of light besides the computer in use must be switched off and powered down. No religious items may be present near the computer. Some versions also specify that the subject must be accessed not on a night with a new moon, but on a Thursday. In each case, however, the attempt must be made at midnight. Precisely why any target would consider clicking accept is unclear. It has been suggested that thrill seekers may do it in order to experience the ultimate rush. Whether or not this ultimate rush is worth losing one's life, however, remains to be seen. Recommendation: do not visit blindmaiden.com, but if you must, do not under any circumstances click accept.
Is that an actual website? Can we go there?
Let's find out.
It's only 7:30 where you're at, so well, it's 10:30 for me. Either way, we're safe. We should be fine. Assuming the conditions are true, of course. Dun dun dun. Would it be really funny if we opened this thing and we just went nowhere?
It just says that the connection's insecure and nothing's loading, so we're safe, Chief.
Alright.
I'll give it a solid B.
Yeah, it's okay. The fucking ice thing, yeah, I'm not scared, but
Blood
I
Whistle.
do appreciate the fact. Alright, let's go.
I've never read this.
Nope.
Bloody Painter 2017. Never read it. Bloody Painter on the Snow. Never read it. Original Bloody Painter. Never read it. What does this say? Baraska. Hatman actually read this for part of Paranormal Activity. He read part 1 and 2 1 year, and then he read part 3 the next year. This one is good, but the ending kind of sucks. The ending has the character. The ending is too lighthearted. The third character should have been catatonic and unable to remember them, is how I would have done it. But no, he actually is in a retirement home. He remembers the other two. Super fucked up. Ventures into Law and Order SVU territory. This was so good, it actually got adapted into a Spanish television drama.
Interesting.
Yeah. I would put it in the A tier. Never seen this one. Buried Alive. Classic Pokemon creepypasta here. Now we have the Pokemon Giga Leaks we were talking about earlier. Yeah, Buried Alive ain't real, Chief. It would be really cool if it was, but it ain't. I would give it a B tier. Candle Cove. This one's interesting, because I would swear that my grade school library in Illinois had this image on a poster. And mind you, that would have been years before Candle Cove was ever written.
Whoa.
Yeah. I don't think it's all that scary, but it's decent. I would put it in A tier. Channel Infinity. I really like this one. This is on my Creepypasta collection. And I'm a sucker for the ritual pastas. Although, it's kind of stupid because you have like a 50-50 chance of just getting a result where you just die.
Death and destruction.
Channel Infinity gets an A tier, I think. Charlie the Killer. Seems to be a parody of Jeff the Killer.
Yeah, that's kind of lame.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Or a kid can be a kid.
If this is the one that I think it is, the truth about Chuck E. Cheese, a kid, like a 5-year-old knowing karate. I mean, I took martial arts when I was 7 or 8, but 5, I don't know. Kind of stretches the edge. A 5-year-old that knows karate being able to overpower adults. I mean, I get that, like, your average adult doesn't study karate, but still. A 5-year-old that knows martial arts is not going to overpower an adult. He could definitely overpower other kids, but not someone that's like twice his size. That's just stupid. That said, I still want to like this one. I'll give it a B. Clockwork. Oh, this one is so fucking edgy. But not someone that's like twice his size. Why am I hearing my own voice?
Oh, sorry. I was testing out the stream. It looks like we're running again on Twitch, but the audio just came in, so I was just checking that.
Okay. Yeah, Clockwork. This one is super fucking edgy. There is sexual assault carried out by both the main character's brother and father. It's really distasteful. There was a season of my life where I actually crushed on the main character. I was fucking retarded.
Main character of what?
Of the story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was around that age at the time myself, so, eh. I think it's Corrupt Us. I've heard the name somewhere before, but I'm not familiar with it. Cupcakes. Pinkie Pie from My Little Pony kills people to make cupcakes. The only good thing to come of this was somebody made footage of this and set it to the Andrew WK song "Get Ready to Die." That was pretty funny. Dead Bart. I don't really watch The Simpsons. I don't really get the appeal of this one. I know a lot of people say it's a classic. It's like the first lost episode of Creepypasta. It's not as offensive. It's not like grossly distasteful like Clockwork. It's not overly edgy like Cupcakes. And it's not like a low-effort shitpost, but like a skeleton popping out. I'll put it in C. Dogscape. I mean, the image looks cool, but I don't know anything about this. This is going in Never Read.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not familiar with that.
Doors. I mean, yeah, anything could be waiting behind a door. That could be spooky. Never read it though.
Could be a serial killer, a creepy clown, the devil himself. You never know.
Now, Easter egg snow on Mount Silver. This one is actually really good, but the ending shits the bed again. So
What happens at the end?
The main character is given like a team of mythical Pokemon that you weren't able to get in the game by normal means, like a Celebi, basically a bunch of event mons. And it's like, it was really good. It was really unsettling, up until that point where it's just like, why? What? It takes this really creepy thing and then ends on, like, a high note. It's like, that's not what we're here for, Chief. It's not god-awful, though, so I'll put it in C. Eyeless Jack. He steals your kidneys. Organ theft is a real thing, so just for that, I'm gonna put it in B tier.
Yeah.
Five-string guitar. Never heard of this one. Funny Mouth. Oh, this one's fucked up. Dude,
What about it?
Dude's website gets hacked, and the person who hacked it is, like, fucking with them in Discord or Skype at the time, because I think Discord didn't exist yet. And then he wakes up and his jaw is broken, like hanging off of his face by a thread, and so he starts imitating the chat behavior of the person that was fucking with them on Discord.
Whoa.
Yeah. Kind of wild. I don't really get why he does that at the ending, but yeah, having your jaw broken off is pretty crazy. This one gets a B tier. Gateway of the Mind. This one is famous. This one is super huge, and it was basically an experiment to see if humans could perceive God by cutting off all 5 senses. And it ends with, I have spoken with God and he has abandoned us. It's really edgy. I don't agree with it theologically, but I will admit, the idea it proposes is interesting. Because when the body dies, you lose all 5 of your senses. So if you were to theoretically cut off the senses to simulate death, could you perceive the supernatural? It's an interesting idea, and for that, I'm gonna put it at B tier. It stands up. It has interesting ideas. It just falls on its face at the end. God's Mouth. This one's interesting. This is basically a caving story where the cave just eats people.
What about eating people?
The cave eats people.
Oh, the cave itself eats people.
Yes.
Right, got it.
Yeah, and the cave is called God's Mouth. Don't know why it's called that. Kind of an odd name. But yeah. This one gets a C tier. It's passable. Never really did it for me. Gregory's Room. This one's going in C tier for forgettability. I know I've heard this one / Reddit, and I couldn't tell you anything about it. Happy Puppet Syndrome. This is based on a real phenomenon called Angel Man Syndrome. And it's actually very sad that, like, Angel Man Syndrome is a actually kind of scary illness. Of course, this is like people who are engineered to be in a state of constant euphoria by scientists, and they kill the scientists in the end. I mean, it's okay. The real medical condition is more fascinating than the creepypasta. I'll put it in B tier. Happy Sunshine Daycare. I've heard of this one too, and can't remember anything from it. Goes in D. Have you seen this man? I don't really consider this a creepypasta. This is more of an urban legend than anything else. The face has a very familiar vibe to it, but
he looks like a Paul.
Really, I think he looks like a Dave. Or no, Ruben. He looks like
Ruben.
Oh my god. Yeah. Not scary at all. But interesting because it does have like an aura of familiarness to it.
I don't know what the appeal is.
I would put this in B tier. Hell.exe. Never read it. Herobrine. Herobrine's cool.
Herobrine, the man, the myth, the legend.
Herobrine goes in A tier.
Yeah, the fact they became a official skin in Minecraft just goes to show how popular that story truly was.
Homicidal Lou. Or is it Liu? Never read it. I chose the blue
The
pill.
pills.
I chose the blue pill. I have never read. If
Blue pill gives you blue balls.
Now, if this were the black pill, where that is a very effective creepypasta because it's about a guy who has given up on life, has a drug-induced delirium, and actually turns his life around because of what he sees during his horrifying drug trip. I dared my best friend to ruin my life. I've heard good things about this one. I've never bothered, but given how popular it is, I'm gonna give it a high ranking just because of how prolific it is. I hate you. This creepypasta is fucking stupid. It's like a Chinese bootleg version of the creepypasta titled Mario.
Is that the one? Oh, is that the one where like you're playing Mario World, but Luigi's the bad guy, and then he dies, and then it ends with like his body corpse, so Mario's just angry and Peach is crying?
Yep, that's I hate you.
That's such a weird fucking ROM hack. I don't even get the point.
It's not a hack. The one simply titled Mario actually had a hack to go with it, and it was actually really well done. It really caught people off guard too, because the image, if you open it up under the right formatting circumstances, yeah, really creepy shit. What is this? I investigate disturbing cases. Oh, another one of these stupid ones with a fucking I do X, Y, or Z title. You go in F tier. I'm making an F tier.
Oh, do we not have an F tier?
We do not have an F tier. Add a row below.
Fix that.
Yeah. Yeah, you go here. I taught creative. Not another one! Another one of these stupid first-person titles! Ah, I hate it! Ickbar Bigglestein. I don't know why it's on here twice. This one's about a plushie that collects teeth, and it wants teeth from children to eat other monsters, and it convinces its owner to abduct children. Whoever thought this one up was pretty creative with, like, I respect it more for its ideas than I do for its actual writing. Not to say that its writing is bad, I'm just like, it's the ideas are what stand out. Yeah, this one's going in B tier. Ickbar Bigglestein again, we're just gonna put that there. I'm a search and rescue agent. I blame you for the fucking first person title. It should have been just been called The Staircases in the Woods. It's not I'm a search and rescue officer for the U.S. Forest Service. If you see stairs in the woods, don't go up them. That's the full title. That's
dumb.
Yeah. F tier.
Why is it so long? It's boring.
Instant death disease. This one gets an F for the instant death disease. This feels like a shit post.
Like what? That's just like, oh, it's like that one in Plague Inc. Or like, I'm the ultimate disease that kills everyone, but only kills like 50 people.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Instant death disease. You get a... I don't know what to do with this. I've never read it, but I kind of hate it and kind of love it at the same time because the title is just so stupid. Jane the Killer. Jeff the Killer knockoff goes into F tier.
Lame.
What the hell is this one? Jeff the Killer 2015. Oh, I think this was like the remake of Jeff the Killer, and they actually improved on it slightly. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
how does it improve over the original? Because I know the original story.
I don't know because I've never actually bothered to read the remake, but I've heard from people who have read the original and the remake say that the remake did improve a lot on the original one. Jeff the Killer. I hate how popular this is. This one is stupid. It is big stupid. It is full of plot holes. It is full of contrivances, nonsense. It is just a bad creepypasta.
Oh, you don't like Jeff the Killer?
No, and it spawned an army of imitators.
Yeah. The fact that someone just carved his eyeballs out, his eyelids out, I'm like, if a person actually did it, they'd be dead within a day.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way you can, like, live without eyelids. That's just ridiculous.
Jeff the Killer versus Jane the Killer. This is big stupid. JVK1166ESP. This is a Morrowind creepypasta, and it got so huge that there's actually dialogue in Skyrim that references it. The final line of this creepypasta is "Watch the skies," and if you play Skyrim, sometimes the guards will say "Watch the skies, traveler."
Oh.
Yeah, I actually really like this one. This one goes in the A tier.
Nice.
Kill Switch. This one was actually written by a professional writer.
Ooh. A creepypasta written by an actual writer? Nice.
Yeah, it's really good. This one's going in the coveted S tier. Kisuragi Station. I didn't think this was a creepypasta. I was under the impression that this was something that actually happened to somebody. That one's also going in the S tier. Rick, are you familiar with the Kisuragi Station incident?
I don't think I am.
Kisuragi Station. Oh, there was a horror movie based off of it. Kisuragi Station is a Japanese urban legend about a fictitious railway station. The station first came into the news in 2004 when the story was posted to the Internet Forum 2 channel. A woman who later revealed her name was Hasumi made the post inside a train car with other passengers asleep. It was her routine commute to work, but the train was unusually making no stops for a long time. The woman was unable to communicate with the conductor and the driver, and with no answers to the strange nature of the train, she makes a post on the internet forum asking what to do. Asking for what to do. You can tell this was not written by a native English speaker. After communicating with the users responding to the post, she posted that the train had made a stop an hour after an hour of riding the train from Shin Hamatsumu Station. I apologize to any Japanese people viewing this. I'm trying my best. The station sign read Kisuragi Station, a vacant station which seems to be unstaffed. After the unusual activity inside the train, Hasumi exited the train and stayed in the station discussing what to do next. The users on the forum warned Hasumi that there's no such station on the internet and she should exit the area immediately. She wandered around the outside of the station building, desperately trying to catch a taxi for a way home, with no success. However, she found a telephone booth and called her parents to pick her up, but her parents weren't able to find the location of Hasumi, as Kisuragi Station does not exist on the map. The station around the area became more creepy as time went by. Bells were ringing from the station and were making slowly intensifying festival-like drum beat. Creeped out, Hasumi decided to walk on the railway tracks back to home, but was interrupted by a single-legged man who yelled, "Hey, don't walk on the track, it's dangerous," who immediately vanished without a trace. With her fear of being stronger due to the event, she fled to a tunnel, recklessly injuring herself. After reaching the end of the tunnel, a friendly man welcomed her and offered her a ride back. Despite the unusual situation of a man being in this place in the middle of the night, she took the offer. While the man was chatty at first, he slowly became silent and even started muttering gibberish. Terrified, she made her final post saying, "My battery has almost run out. Things are getting strange, so I think I'm going to make a run for it." He's been talking to himself about bizarre things for a while now. To prepare for just the right time, I'm going to make this my last post for now. After this post, Hasumi completely disappeared.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So basically, a girl trying to get home from work and just disappeared.
Yep. Laughing Jack. Yeah, I think Laughing Jack's okay. It's had... The interesting thing about Laughing Jack is it's had, like, several pastas made about it. Some better than others. Like, the origin of Laughing Jack is good. But the original is actually kind of shit. So they kind of... Evening things out, we'll put it in C territory for average. Lavender Town
Okay.
Syndrome.
Ah, this one.
Now, I have a funny story about Lavender Town Syndrome. When I was around 7 years old and playing Pokemon Yellow, I got to Lavender Town, and the music actually caused a depressive episode for me. I was crying and I felt the urge to run away from home. I couldn't explain why or how. And it only happened after playing through Lavender Town. Lavender Town has a little bit of basis in reality, but it's mostly fiction. But due to that incident that happened when I was so young, when I discovered the Lavender Town creepypasta, I thought back to that incident and thought, you know what? Maybe this creepypasta's onto something. Liars. Oh, I know about this one, but I can't remember anything from it. We're going with C for forgettability. Little Black Bugs. Never read it. Luna Game. This one's real. This ain't really a creepypasta. It's more like a terrifying fan game that fucks with your computer. That image will set itself as your computer desktop if you play it.
Oh, shoot. That's not good.
No, it's not. It was actually banned from the forum that it was posted to. And it actually caused them to rewrite the rules for game submissions.
Wow. So how did they change the background, though, the computer? How does it do that?
It's actually not that hard. If you have back on Windows 7, you could have a program run scripts that would modify the desktop's background. It's not that tricky to do.
I don't know. I've never heard of a game doing something like that before.
Yeah, this one's going squarely in the S tier. Because it's less a creepypasta and more of a real thing that happened. Mario. This one's good. We'll go in B tier. Memory Card. Never read it.
Are we talking PSP memory card, GameCube memory card, or Dreamcast memory card?
Don't know. Mariana Mortigard Glesgarv. This was basically inspired by The Ring, and there is no way in fuck 300 people gouged out their own eyes and mailed them to YouTube headquarters. That would have made the news if that had actually happened.
Yeah, that's kind of sus.
That said, the video associated with this pasta is off-putting. A. Misfortune.gb. I've actually played this. And beaten it.
Oh, it's a game. Oh, what's it about?
You go into a gothic building, some sort of cathedral, presumably, and meet an imp that claims to exist within the very fabric of reality and is implied to be the devil. Now, if you win, or no, if you lose, it just has a screen that says, I am God here. But if you win, you get the demon cowering in a corner, looking up at you, asking how you could have possibly won. I was never more satisfied than when I beat that game. That was awesome. Yeah, Misfortune as a game, if you can find it these days and run it on your computer, good time. And don't worry, if you lose, you're not actually going to be cursed. That's just made up to make it spookier. Mr. Mix. This creepypasta is kind of shit. Like, it's not offensively bad, it's just doesn't do anything for me. I'm putting it in D tier. Mr. Widemouth. Mr. Widemouth is a demon that tries to persuade children to do dangerous things like juggle knives, or if you pretend hard enough and jump out a window, a trampoline will be there to catch you. That sort of shit. And it haunts a specific building. The protagonist's parents actually move out of the building because of the trouble that Mr. Widemouth causes. We'll go with B. My brother passed away when they kept talking. Another one of these really bad title ones. You go in F. And he has Godzilla. It's long, it's weird. I've heard it's really good, but I don't think it's as good as everyone says it is. I would put it in C tier. Never Again. I've definitely seen this before somewhere, and I can't remember anything from it. D. No End House. This one's really good. It's about a haunted house that gets more and more disturbing as you go on, but here's the thing. Anyone who can make it to the 10th floor of No End House wins a fabulous prize, but you find out that it's called No End House because when you finish the thing, you're still inside the haunted house.
Whoa.
Yeah. This one gets an S tier. This one actually got made as part of a horror series anthology on Netflix, was it? Or some television network. Point is, it was so good that they made a film adaptation of it. Good shit. Portraits. This one is terrifying. Because I have a very deep-seated fear of someone looking in through my windows at night.
Do you have a window in your bedroom?
Yeah, I have a sliding glass door that leads to my balcony, and I just have this, like, deep-seated dread that I am going to see someone standing on my balcony.
I said, you want a cookie?
That's a good way to get yourself stabbed. I sleep with a short sword on my headboard, so, yeah.
He's just a clown, and he's got a complaint with cookies.
Like, no joke, I don't care who you are. If you are standing on my balcony at night, looking in through my door, you're getting stabbed. You don't get a warning, you just get stabbed. But yeah, the premise of Portraits is there's this guy who's a hunter, and there's a storm out, and he finds this cabin, and he goes inside to take shelter, figuring that since there's no one there, nobody will mind that he's there. But he looks around, and on the wall are these really off-putting portraits of people looking down at him with like really malicious looks on their face. When he wakes up the next morning, he finds out there's no portraits, it's all windows.
Whoa.
Yeah, this one scares the absolute shit out of me because
So there's just a bunch of people like staring at him in his own house?
Not in his own house, but in the cabin, but yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, this one gets an S tier. It plays on a deep-seated fear of mine. What the fuck is that supposed to... Oh, normal corn for normalpeople.com.
What?
Yes, the website Normal Porn for Normal People. It is not
Are
even...
there like a bajillion... Is that even a real porn site, or is it just another joke site?
It was made up for the creepypasta.
Okay, I figured that was the case.
And funny enough, nothing on this website is porn. Wait, no, I take it back. There's like one scene where a dude is whacking it, but that's happening in the background. It's not like someone was trying to catch that. It's just really bizarre stuff. Like you have a guy with no legs dancing on a DDR mat. You have a woman feeding a dog peanut butter. You have a guy you have a video of a chimp mauling an animal, and the dude is whacking it in the background. Yeah, normal. It's just
He's
weird.
jerking off to who jerks off to monkey mauling? Who does
No,
that?
it's not. He wasn't even looking at it. It's like it was happening in the next room over.
Okay, that's
It's
kind
it,
of odd.
yeah. It's like imagine if somebody just like was like in the background of a film and just casually was like, oh, I'm gonna just whack one out. This is like peak bizarre like surrealism. This is surrealist horror, and it almost ventures into comical. I think this one gets an A.
It'd be really funny though if the guy was while the guy was walking, some guy just grabs him and we just smacks him in the face and cut that out.
Next we have Obey the Walrus. This is a real YouTube video that was actually tied to a real cult, supposedly.
Cult of the Lamb?
No. Yeah, this one was just, like, surreal, odd for the sake of being odd. Hell, you know what? Why don't we go watch it on YouTube? If the page will load.
La pequeña araña en un tubo se subió.
Oh god, that's gonna make my ears bleed.
I'm only seeing part of it, please.
Yeah, this isn't really all that scary.
Yeah, this is stupid.
Yeah, Obey the Walrus, on retrospect, not really going in B tier. This is probably going in F. It just completely fails on all metrics. On the Bus. Never read it. Origins of Eyeless Jack. Never read it. Origin of Laughing Jack. Okay, this was actually one of the good ones. This one's going in A tier. Essentially, what happens is the Laughing Jack starts out as this kid's guardian angel, but, through years of neglect and the kid becoming a shittier person, Laughing Jack becomes less of an angel and more of a demon, and basically kills the dude, but it's not really that much of a problem, because the dude, like, strangles a lady to death before Laughing Jack kills him. It's interesting. It's alright.
Okay.
Pen Pal. This was a Reddit no-sleep story. When I didn't know it was a creepypasta, but sure. Pen Pal is actually really good. You know those flat Stanley things you're supposed to do in, like, grade school?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this kid gets stalked by the person he sends his flat Stanley to.
Ooh.
Yeah, very grounded, very real. I like it. It goes in S tier.
Nice.
Petscop. This was so overhyped. Oh my god. F. Plankton got served. I think this is a real episode of SpongeBob. I don't know why this is here.
Yeah, it's kind of...
Pokemon Creepy Black. I like this
I
one.
don't know, man. That doesn't look like a SpongeBob episode. I mean, Pearl's got white eyes in that picture.
My dude, she's always had white eyes.
No, like, she has no pupils.
No, she does. They're like right there by the corner. Like, right there.
Okay.
Yeah, see, there's her pupils right there.
Oh, I see it. There it is. Oh, it's hard to tell the photo quality.
Pokemon Creepy Black. I really like this one. You use you use a ghost to kill other Pokemon trainers and their Pokemon. Creepy shit. Good idea for a hack. I'd play it. 10 out of 10. A tier. Pokemon Lost Silver. This one is soul rendering. Because it's the moral of the story in this creepypasta is you will die and all of your deeds will be forgotten. And that is... it deeply unsettles me to think about. I know it's true and there's nothing I can do about it, but I can't help but be unsettled by that idea. Lost Silver gets an S tier. What is this? Pokemon Strangled Red. Oh, this one. Yeah, it doesn't reach the highs of Creepy Black or Lost Silver, but I still like it. This one's going in A tier. I think I'm moving Creepy Black up to S tier. Polybius. I could actually see this one being real. I mean, the government whole MK Ultra thing, that turned out to be real. Who's to say they didn't make a experimental arcade cabinet to study psychological effects on the American public? I could totally see Polybius being a real thing. Are you familiar with Polybius, Rick?
I don't think I am.
It's this surreal video game that was incredibly addicting and was basically simulating the effects of LSD on its players. And men in suits would come to the arcades to collect data from these machines, and the people who played Polybius would go up to become anti-video game activists, supposedly. Yeah, Polybius is quality urban legend. That's an S tier. Persuaded. It's about a zombie apocalypse where the zombies can speak and they persuade the protagonist to open his door and let them in. Very good, very well written, very tense. I like it. Psychosis.
Also, wait, I want to talk about that SpongeBob episode real quick. So yeah, that was the real episode. Basically, what the creepypasta is about is that supposedly guys saw the original version of the episode there on the website that had a very different ending where... because in the episode, Plankton is about to get hit by the bus, but SpongeBob talks him out of it, and so he just sees Mr. Krabs in the suit, and that's the end of it. But supposedly in the original version, instead, he dies, and then falls into hell. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm glad we put this in F. That's a stupid idea.
Yeah, it was kind of weird.
Psychosis, another very good creepypasta. This guy is going on a week-long programming binge and starts suffering from paranoia. He thinks that because he didn't hear any background noise of the phone call of the girl at the party, there's something up. And it's actually ambiguous as to whether or not he was delusional or if he actually did, was narrowly subverting some sort of terrible Lovecraftian entity. I really like this one. Rap Rat. This one sucks. It is shit.
What about it?
It's about a board game with a demonic, where a demon possesses the board game's videotape or something. I don't know.
That's kind of lame.
Yeah, it's pretty shit. This will go in D tier. Red Mist. Squidward's Suicide.
Oh, this one.
Yeah,
they actually showed it in episode of SpongeBob.
Yes, they did. SpongeBob in Random Land. I would put this one squarely in A tier. The Ronald McDonald House. Holy shit, this one is so fucking edgy.
What about it?
So it's a bad kid. There's this bad kid who causes trouble, juvenile delinquency. You find out that the Ronald McDonald House is taking him in, and then you find out that they're using the kids that they adopt to make hamburger meat. And you got like a scene where the kids are crucified and getting blood drawn out of them, just torture, bloody carnage. And it ends with this kid sitting on the bench with a laptop typing this up, and the Ronald McDonald statue on the bench starts moving and looking at him. This is not a good pasta by any means, but it is so bad that it's good. It is so bad that it's funny. I love this pasta. This one's going in the S tier. Room Zero. Another Disney pasta about a Disney fallout shelter and gas-masked Disney mascot. It's patrons. I kind of love the Disney conspiracy creepypastas. This one gets the A tier, though.
Disney fallout shelter.
Yes.
Was it Disney World or Disneyland?
I don't know. I've been to Disneyland and I haven't seen no fallout shelter, so I can only assume it was Disney World.
Probably. I know Disney World, they had those underground tunnels that the people in the costumes use to get around the park, so having to
yes, and I would bet that that's what inspired Room Zero. And you know, Disney might have built fallout shelters in the Disney parks.
Yeah, because they built the parks during like the Cold War. I think Disney World in particular was built during like the height of the Cold War. Before like as things are kind of heating up.
Yeah.
So there's a possibility.
Rouge.exe. This character has been ruined for me.
What character?
Rouge the Bat. I mean, I have seen too much Rule 34 of that character to be intimidated.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Rugrats Theory. This sucks.
What?
This pasta sucks. It basically goes on to assert that that all the Rugrats characters are dead, and the episodes are just delusions of Angelica. Shit. Ass. Don't like it. No good. The Russian Sleep Experiment.
Stupid.
This one is super
huge. I know this one.
Yeah, this one is super huge. I think it's okay. I understand why it got as popular as it did. I don't know.
What's your problem with it? Why don't you like it?
I don't think it's as good as everyone says it is. I think it's good. I just don't think it reaches the highs that everyone hypes it up as. I think it's overrated, is what I'm saying.
Ah, so I guess you weren't scared by the sleep-deprived Nazi soldiers?
I wasn't really scared. I'm like, yeah, lack of sleep could make someone lose their marbles, yes. But here's the thing, it's not that I wasn't scared. I think the first time I read it, I might have been scared. I just think it's good. It's just not as good as everyone says it is. It doesn't grab me like that. A tier, maybe high B tier.
Alright.
Skype. Never read it. Slenderman, hell yeah.
Slenderman.
Marble Hornets, Tribe 12. Everyman Hybrid, doesn't matter. All fantastic. S tier. Smile.jpg. This one's like playing on the old chain letters. Yeah, I think it's alright. A tier. Creepypasta Soul Survivor. Never read it. Sonic EXE Round 2. Never read it. Sonic.exe. This creepypasta is shit.
Oh, the one where like an evil Sonic kills the other characters?
Yep, that's the one. Stairs. Never read it. It has a wheelchair though. I am going to assume that this is what's the term where you're like discriminating against people in wheelchairs? I'm just shit posting here. String theory. Oh, this one's interesting. This kid and his friend discover that everything is attached to strings, and they meet the thing that's controlling the strings, and they ask it about free will, and the thing looks sad, and then the next day, they wake up like nothing out of the ordinary happened.
Huh.
Yeah. It's not really scary, but it is interesting. I'll give it a B, a very high B. Suicide Mouse. Very edgy. Something Russian, something real. Suffering is not known. Low B tier. Maybe even mid C. I'm not sure. Super Mario.
See, Seth, for the wheelchair thing, I think you're either thinking of ableism or disableism.
Ableism. Thank you. Yes, I'm going to assume this creepypasta stairs is ableist. Super Mario 128. I've read this one and it's interesting. It's not really good, not really bad. It's kind of just meh. If it's the one I'm thinking of, Mario has to sacrifice himself to save Peach, and Mario fucking dies. Bowser, like, executes him in, like, grand fashion. B tier. Symmetry. Never read this one. Tails Doll. This was Omen's fucking boogeyman as a teenager.
He was scared of Tails.
The Tails Doll.
Oh. What's so scary about this story?
I'm gonna go pull it up.
Hello. Would you like to play? Come play with me. Play. Play.
Come play with me, my child. Come play with me.
Yeah. I don't know why, but Omen thought this was the most terrifying thing in the universe.
Well, that I will say, that was quite a twist.
Ted the Caver. This might be the first creepypasta ever written. This was written back when Angel Fire was a thing.
What's Angel Fire?
Exactly. Angel Fire was like an old website hosting service. Yeah, this one's actually really good. I would put it in A tier. The Backrooms. Hell yeah, I love the Backrooms. They're the first real creepypasta we've gotten in a long time. Unfortunately, it has been ruined by fucking brain rot and kids. But the Backrooms original post, gold. A tier. Actually, no, S tier. The Beast in the Night. I've never read this one. The Case of Cito something number 50, case file number 56. Not familiar with it. The Clown, the Paint, and the Turbine. I actually remember this one. The narration by Creepypasta or Mr. Creepypasta, one of the two, has a very beautiful aria used in it, and I would love to find the music, the music that they sampled for that, so that I could listen to it on the regular. It's about this kid who moves into a new house, and he finds this, like, pocket dimension, or no, this turbine on a farm near where he lives, and the clown wants him to help paint it with human blood that he gets from, like, the kid's family.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's decently creepy, very odd. Dating game. The dude goes on a dating game and ends up dating a serial killer. And she tortures him.
Oh, she dates a serial killer?
No, the dude dates a serial killer and the lady tortures him.
Ah, I see. That kind of seems that one lady who, like, someone tries to break into her house to rob her, and instead she ties him up and just rapes him for like a week.
Jesus Christ, is that something that actually happened?
Yeah, it was in Sweden. It was a couple weeks ago.
Good God. Pardon the blasphemy, but what do you say to something like that?
Some people have sick sense of humor. What can I say?
Some people are fucked up. Yeah, dating game, I think it's an F. I vaguely remember really not liking this one, and not because of the, the problem with this story is the dude is an unlikable protagonist. Yeah. The dawn is your enemy. Conversely, this one's really good. It was based off a real bumper used by Adult Swim. It doesn't go out of its way. It doesn't do anything crazy. It's just an extended bumper that has like terrifying screaming at the end of it and like industrial grinding. And the background winks. It's not like you're cursed or anything crazy like that, where there's no way it would happen. No, it's just something eerie. I'd give it an S. The Disappearance of Ashley, Kansas. This one is terrifying if you listen to the audio of it done on the No Sleep podcast. There's a scene where a lady calls the police, and her daughter is looking for her, and she gets burned alive by her daughter. Cause you find,
whoa,
yeah,
So why? I'm confused. Why would she burn her mother?
Because the people that disappeared from Ashley, Kansas, come back as like demons or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, this story is terrifying on the No Sleep podcast version of it. Deeply unsettled by it. The Disappearance of Ashley Morgan. I think I've heard of this one, but I can't remember anything from it. The Doors. Wait, what the fuck? Doors and The Doors. Do we have another double listing here? The Expressionless. Another I Am God ending trope. Expressionless lady. Kills all the hospital staff. C tier at best. What the hell does that say? Terrifying Tuesdays, the first person to remove their own brain. Can't say I've ever read it.
Yeah, that person would be dead as soon as they took it out the head.
The Harbinger Experiment. This one's interesting. Because it's about a scientist who wants to detect the paranormal, and he gets more than he bargains for, and summons a demon on accident. It's not clear how or why, but it's associated with Living in the Sunlight by Tiny Tim, which was used in another horror movie, so that kind of stupid choice, but yeah, it's a C tier. The Rake, classic. And the interesting thing about The Rake is that in its lore, its canon, it's actually a non-hostile entity. It just stalks and observes and looks absolutely terrifying. The Showers. This one's really good. The Stray. Never read it. The Thing in the Window. Probably read it, can't remember anything about it. The Worst Experience to Awaken to. Never read it. Oh, this one. The Wyoming Incident. This one is super eerie. You ever see the Wyoming Incident, Rick?
What about it?
Wyoming today, making him
Wait, this thing is 6 minutes long?
For the 2008 general election. Republican President Jackson.
It was a TV signal hijacking and ARG. will see such pretty things. Honestly, the music is the creepiest thing about this.
Hmm. Are there any pictures? There's just one screen.
Why do you hate?
You know, I will say this though. The Senate's looking really favorable for Republicans based on the current lineup, because Wyoming in particular actually is a Democrat senator right now, who only got by for so long because he was in there for like nearly 20 years. But he only got by for so long because he kept running against weak Republicans in off-year elections. But this is the first time where he's got a Republican president top of the ticket, and given Trump's popularity in the state, that's more enough to get him off the ballot for good, which is good
Interesting.
because he's one of those like neolib politicians who like gets lumped to like the globalist stuff. So getting him out of Congress is a very good thing.
Tiki Toby. This one is kind of shit. It's about a
What
guy.
about it?
It's about a kid who suffers from mental illness. The dad is a piece of shit. And his tics become worse because the Slender Man is stalking him. It didn't need Slender Man. It was fine without it.
The
Tomino's
Slender Man, really?
Yes. Tomino's Hell. This one is actually terrifying. The painting associated with it is called I Can No Longer Become a Bride. And the poem is cursed if you read it in Japanese, supposedly. I would give the painting an S, and I would give the poem a C. So we'll put it in, we'll average it out and say B tier. Tulpa. Now, I think this is based on a real phenomenon, but I'm not 100% on that. You know, all creepypastas claim some level of legitimacy to them. Yeah, Tulpa gets a B tier. What does this say? Turn the Crank. I've never heard of that one. Username 666. This one was real. This was a real channel you could go to, and the video, if you go to the channel now, it will say that it was terminated from YouTube for violating community guidelines. And mind you, this was terminated back in like 2007 or 2008, back when the community guidelines were a lot less strict on what you could and couldn't do. So, yeah, this one gets an S tier. Where the bad kids go. Oh, this one's crazy.
Oh, it's still with that TV show where like they send the kids to like a prison cell and it's just covered in like feces and pee or something?
Sort of. They send the kids to a room where it's like a show with some very strict morals in wartime Lebanon. Bad kids sleep with their hands under the covers. Bad kids steal food from the pantry. And it would always end on the shot of it would always end on a zoom out of a door with kids screaming, and the text in Arabic would read, "That's where bad kids go." And the protagonist goes to where this was filmed and goes into that room and finds a caged microphone with like dried blood on the floor.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, very, like, grounded. Very real, eerie evil to it.
Yeah, was there, like, anybody in there, or was it just fully empty?
It was fully empty.
Mm.
White Witch Red. Oh, White with Red. Never read it. Lobby World. That doesn't sound like a creepypasta. That sounds like a Where's Waldo expansion pack. Never read it. World's best school psychologist. This one is crazy. The school psychologist kidnaps the protagonist to make his parents appreciate him better. He doesn't harm the kid in any way, but he just abducts him so that his parents will stop neglecting him. I'll put it in high B tier. What does this say? Nina the Killer. Not another one! You go with the other Jeff the Killer clones. Oh, Gunshao effect. This one's fucked up. It's basically a creepypasta inspired by the movie Salo or 30 Days of Sodom, where where you have a Nazi officer testing how obedient people will be if given orders by a superior authority. And you got some really fucked up shit that happens in this. Like a man is ordered to murder a pregnant woman. Someone is ordered to eat feces. It's just fucked up. I would put it in C. It's no reverse. I want just wait. What? No reserve. I just want it gone. Never heard of it. Sad Satan. This is wild shit. There is a version with a virus that will absolutely annihilate your computer, and then there's a clean version, and there's a version that had child porn in it, of all things.
Whoa.
Yeah. Don't go looking for this game. I cannot stress this enough. It's not worth the risk. Best case, you get a mediocre walking sim. Worst case scenario, your computer's gone or you're in prison. Don't touch this game.
Geez.
That said, the mystique around it, fascinating. A deep web video game that's just a walking simulator that shows, like, known child abusers. Yeah, it's very edgy. With that, we have completed the entire Creepypasta tier list. Do we want to do some reading of some Creepypastas?
I guess I could read a couple.
Wanderers, ADM and REM, Dangling, Burning, Top Ranked. How long would this one be? You know what? Maybe we can read Creepypasta's next episode.
Yeah, good idea. It's already getting kind of late as is, and so how about we just end it here and let's find somebody to raid.